Tokyo, that semi-final. There are a lot of opinions out there about that particular game. Okay. Now, such games do happen in World Cups. It happens in Olympic Games, where the underdog, or not even an underdog, literally the underdog, suddenly jumps to the fore. That happened, and then this whole media deluge, that you're welcoming the team, even though you're fourth. I'm not being negative. I'm just trying to put an opinion here. That at any point of time, that particular time that happened with the team, was that extra pressure, tremendous pressure on you that I got to excel that now?
Yes and no, because I know that people are blinded by results. And I actually thought, very objectively, we probably should have lost that quarterfinal against Australia based on how the game went, and we defended our penalty corners really well, and Gudjit flicked that one penalty corner in, and the rest is history. And I think actually we played a better game against Argentina, but then Argentina actually had the luck we had against Australia, and then all of a sudden, you play against GB, and we weren't very good in that game, and it was impressive how we stayed in that game, but I don't think we played well. So I kind of knew, people writing us up, but in the end we only beat one team that was higher ranked than us, only one. And we played decent stretches of game, but we also struggled in a whole lot of them. We had to overcome a lot during that tournament as well. We had some severe adversity, I would say, and I think I all knew that, and I know as a coach that you have to deal with expectations, and maybe I didn't know it at the extent that in India the expectations are a little bit higher than anywhere else. And to be fair, I only lived in India during COVID, and so I never really got to experience the real India, or the real, chaos, or whatever you want to call it. There wasn't a lot of press around, there wasn't that much attention. It only happened after, and even then it was still COVID time, so it was still, I think, relatively way down. And I started to realize during Pro League, when we got a lot of questions when we got in, and people expected us just to win, and I'm like, based off of what exactly? Of our fourth place in Tokyo? That's not a representative of where we are at all. And I think, I never really care, for the lack of a better word, of what other people think, because I know where I think we are, and I say that to the players, and I care what they think, I care what they want. And that, I think, was the biggest thing for me when I decided to take over. What do you guys actually want? Do you want to be an India that, sits back and defends and counters, or do you want to develop your own playing style and you want to play from that strength? And that will come with, ups and downs. And I think they wanted that. They wanted to change. They wanted to be a ball-dominating team. Yeah, and I saw the strengths there, so I'm like, let's try it. And the World Cup was disappointing, but I think if you ask Commonwealth, we're not lucky. I mean, it's a little bit part of my life, that as a coach, to be honest, that luck is not really part of what I do. But I think if I look at it, I was very disappointed in the World Cup because we didn't play well. And I think the pressure got to us, and I spoke to all the players then individually, because we were going to Commonwealth, and I was not nice to them in the sense that it was a very tough evaluation on an individual basis, that I said, look, you're not performing, and I need to know why, because now it's time that I figure out, or you figure out why. And that was quite good. I think that was where we actually made a step individually. Players opened up and were able to say that they were not confident, they were afraid. And then, of course, we had the famous semi-final against Australia where the shootout went all wrong for us. And like I said, it was a tough period for me. But, I speak to other coaches that are coaching internationally, and people that don't have to say anything. Eva de Goede was there watching her boyfriend play, and she said, wow, your team's really good. You deserved so much more. The Spanish coach was there, and he said, look, you guys are playing really well. They don't have to say these things. And I think then one of my friends who's coaching said, look, I did all the stats from the World Cup, and you're actually one of the top 6 countries here. I know you didn't win, but actually if you look at, just hockey-wise, you're up there. And that's incredibly frustrating, and it still is, because it's still the same, anyone in the last 3 months coming up to me, we should be there. We have the quality. The stats show it. It's just like we don't score the goals that we need to score, and sometimes we give up a silly goal. And that part I don't even mind so much. Every team does that, but they counter it with, scoring goals themselves, and that's where I didn't find the answers, to be honest. As a coach, I didn't find the answers. I think we created enough penalty corners, we created enough opportunities, we don't score them, and if I knew the answer to that, and we wouldn't be sitting here probably, because we would have been qualifying.